So the Los Angeles Rams will be taking on the New York Giants in a huge game in Week 17 of the NFL season. Here's my preview and predictions on it. Okay, so I do have to preface this video with saying I did make this before the Saints game and before Week 16 has ended. That's because I'm actually going back to California for 10 days before I have to go back to my job, and everything is going to be really hectic after New Year's Day. So I'm taking about a 10-day reprieve, but I still wanted to get out a preview and predictions for this video. So a lot of things can happen this week. The Vikings could lose, the Seahawks could lose, the Packers could lose again. The Bucks could lose. I haven't exactly taken a look at everyone's schedule. I believe the Vikings play the Lions the last week. Hopefully the Lions take care of business, and hopefully we take care of business here against the Saints. But things could be looking very drastically different, but let's assume the Rams won their game against the Saints. That's what we're going to assume here. If they didn't, I'm going to look really stupid, but if they didn't, they're going to have to win this game against the Giants, and they're also going to have to win the next game against the 49ers if they want any shot at being able to make the playoffs. Now, if the Rams did beat the Saints, they beat the Giants now, they'll be 9-7. There is a chance we could make the playoffs if we do lose against the 49ers. However, everything could be looking much different, and I will make a video after this New York Giants game and when I come home on New Year's Day. But either way, I just wanted to preface that a little bit. Now let's get into this preview and predictions for the Rams vs. Giants game. Let's assume it's a big one. So, matchup predictor here. The Rams are currently sitting at 82% versus 18% for the Giants. Now, in terms of the season leaders, the Matthew Stafford much better than devito. Obviously, their quarterback situation has been weird. devito has played well though. Kyren Williams is playing even better than Saquan Barkley, with less carries and about 150 more yards and 5 more rushing touchdowns. Puka Nacua, definitely a better wide receiver at 90 receptions, 1,200 yards and 4 touchdowns over Darius Slayton, who's a very good player, just not on Nacua's level, not on Cooper Kupp's level. I don't even know if he's on Demarcus Robinson's level. Either way, the Rams are going to have a pretty easy week here, I think, but let me go into my breakdown on why. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone. This is just how I see it. But either way, let's get into the PFF grades here. So I don't know if they have lines here yet. I'm assuming this line is going to open at about 9.5 maybe. I would be taking the Rams if it is below 9.5. If it's in 10.5, 11, minus 10.5, minus 11 area, I might not take it just because the Giants could fight at the end of the game. But either way, the Rams have a strength of schedule of 12th versus the Giants with 11th, so they've had very similar schedules. Now, in terms of run plays versus pass plays, the Giants have actually been more pass heavy. That's probably because they've been behind in more games, so they've had to catch up with people. In terms of quarterback comparisons, Matthew Stafford, definitely the better quarterback here. It's not saying much, but devito has been playing well, so I don't want anyone to think I'm hating on devito, wholly, but either way. Oh, and we do have the spread here actually, and the Rams are currently -6, so I would be taking that extremely heavily against the Giants. Just considering, I don't think that the Rams are going to be messing around in this game. Even if they win, if they lose, they're going to have to win this game. Rams -6 is almost a lock for me. Over under at 41 is actually pretty surprising to me. That pretty much means that they think that the game's going to be about a 21-17 game, or possibly like a 24-17 game, which it's a bit surprising to me. But actually, I could see the Giants only scoring 10 to 13 points. So the Rams would have to drop about anywhere from 28 to 31 points. So that would make sense actually. In terms of impact injuries, not too many for the Giants actually, outside of obviously Daniel Jones earlier in the season, and just not the best situations at quarterback. But either way, let's get into the lineups. So first off, I'll start out with the Giants because I usually start out with the Rams. And devito, 33rd quarterback. it's not really giving him. He has played some good games. You know, he has potential. However, he is just behind an absolutely atrocious line. Now, actually, Andrew Thomas is one of my favorite tackles in the league. If the Rams could trade for him in a second, I would ask them to do that. But, you know, even their old good linemen such as Pugh, who his stats aren't loading up right now, he's not playing well. Just their whole line is just Tyree Phillips not playing well. Justin Pugh, he has been a very good guard throughout his tenure, but not playing well this year. Pretty much their whole entire line is crap, except for Andrew Thomas. I love this guy, but it's hard when the rest of your line is also sucking. Now, Saquan Barkley, one of the best running backs in the league, doesn't show it on PFF, but his output is still very good, and he has potential to pop off on any given week. Jalen Hyatt, very, very, fast guy. He's not the tallest at 6 foot, but he's extremely fast and he's very explosive. But, he hasn't exactly been producing this season like they wanted him to. Wendell Robinson, good receiver, should be a 4 on a team, not really a starter. Darius Slayton, one of my favorite wide receivers to pick up off the waiver wire from week to week when I need a guy. But obviously this season not as much just because of the quarterback situation. And then actually Darren Waller, one of my favorite tight ends, he's been doing well, but he's just a bit inconsistent. So that's pretty much where we're at with that. Their offense, not very good. Rams defense, on the other hand, they do get a little bit of hate on the secondary side of things. Their safeties, they show them as middle of the pack safeties, but at times they play like they're literally the best safeties in the league. Ahkello Witherspoon, perfect pickup for the Rams. We were able to limit everyone with Ahkello. And then Darion Kendrick, he's a flag machine. He gets beat over the top sometimes, but for the majority of the game, he is absolutely locking up receivers. Ernest Jones really blossoming into one of the best linebackers in the league. Christian Roseboom, not as much. Michael Hoyt, not as much. So on the linebacker side of things, I think we have two amazing, probably possible Pro Bowl guys with Ernest Jones and Byron Young. Byron Young being a rookie, playing very well, has about 6 sacks, I believe. But Michael Hoyt and Roseboom kind of brings that position group down. If you would put a linebacker and then an edge defender in the same position group, they do put him out in coverage sometimes. So, we won't go into semantics. But either way, Aaron Donald, one of the best, defensive players of all time, still playing like it. 3rd best tackle in the league. Bobby Brown's been playing amazing. So is Kobe Turner, the rookie. He has, I think, 5.5 to 6 sacks as well. This defense definitely better than this offense. Now, in terms of the other side of the ball, the Giants actually have some bright spots here. Obviously, with Dexter Lawrence, over the past 2 years, he's been playing like one of the best defensive tackles in the league. So respect to him. I actually love Kayvon Thibodeau. Playing a bit worse this year, but maybe because it's a bit hard to get excited when you're 5-9. Not too excited about him, and also Jihad Ward had his heyday at one point. It's kind of past at this point. Their cornerbacks do not scare me. Adoree Jackson, love him. He's from USC, not playing well this year. Cordell Flott, not scaring me. Deontay Banks is a rookie, very fast. He's a rookie. Their safeties much better. Jason Pinnock, and then also Xavier McKinney. 2 very solid guys, but they're not able to really help out their cornerbacks, the way that they need them to. Now, on the other side of the ball, I won't go into it too deep, but the Rams have a very good offensive line. Honestly, I think that Steve Avila and Alaric Jackson are a bit underrated. Coleman Shelton's probably perfectly rated at the middle of the pack for centers. Kevin Dotson. I keep saying DeMar Dotson. Kevin Dotson, one of the best guards in the league. I said that at the beginning of the season that I really wish he would have started. It took him a few games to start. But Rob Havenstein, one of the best tackles in the league, and these two definitely underrated. Wide receiver wise, Nacua, Kupp, and Robinson are all going to eat against these cornerbacks. I think this is going to be a less run heavy game. Kyren Williams will get 15 to 17 carries, I think, but other than that, I think that Nacua, Kupp, and Robinson are definitely going to get the majority of kind of the game, the highlights in this game. I don't think it's going to be as much Kyren Williams. However, if you do have him in your fantasy league, I would still start him. He's going to get his touchdown. He's going to get his 60 yards probably, but Nacua and Kupp are probably going to shine in this game. But either way, I think that the Rams are going to win this game. I'll say 27 to 13. I think they win by 2 touchdowns. You know, it could be anywhere from 10 to 14 points in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Also leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys when I get back for New Year's. Peace.